Yo, what's up everybody? This video today is a fire build I am using, I used for my playthrough, my recent playthrough. I have this video and another video which I will link in the description that is a guide to the story, all the story steps you need to take to get through the game and complete it, which is using this build but just without the boss fights to not spoil too much. And this video is basically just a little guide to how to set yourself up for the fire build. Now, one thing I will say is after going through all these bosses, I hadn't really used a lot of these incantations. I think it might have been a little better going intellect, going a sorcery build with fire sorceries, but I kind of kept with this, mainly for flame grant me strength, and then later on I kind of realized that burn o flame was extremely good, and I started using that a little bit if you can get it in. It's got quite a long animation, and you're kind of stuck in it for a little longer than I would like. However, I could have probably went through this whole playthrough without using any incantations. I kind of tested them a few times after a few deaths on each and saw which ones were the best strategy-wise, but all in all, it came down mostly to my dual magma swords, or magma blades, and the blasphemous blade for a little bit of health regen on some pretty big hits. Didn't actually realize this thing was as strong as it was until I started using it. I've had it for quite a while, never really gave it a shot. I also had my Wondrous Psyche, the Poise Break one, and the increased fire damage one. So let's go over the equipment real quick. As I said, I had the Blasphemous Blade, I have that at +9, and I have the 2 Magma Blades at +9, and I have Giant Seal at +20, basically just for the Giant's Flame incantations. The gear, like most of the time, the gear isn't super important. I don't know of any fire enhancing gear. Maybe I've missed it and I have not seen it yet, but I basically just run whatever I want, whatever I feel looks good. At the beginning I was running this as a helmet just because I thought it was kind of cool looking with the gear here, but it does take aggro off of summons a little more than I'd like. And yes, I was using summons because I suck, but it is cool looking. But I did switch it up just for the aggro. So anyway, the gear, really just choose whatever you want unless someone has something better they could throw in the comments. I'd appreciate it. And then for the talismans, this is what I was running most of the time, I believe, and then toward the end I switched it up a bit. I think I was actually just using the Erdtree's favorite 2 because I actually needed the extra equip load early on, but then I got rid of some weapons I was not really using much of. So instead of the Erdtree's seal, we can grab this to greatly boost the attack power of skills, which comes in handy for both of the weapon sets you have, because you'll be using those skills quite often. And enhances charge spells and skills. This isn't super beneficial for this build, so you could maybe run the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia. Greatly raises attack power with successive attacks. That's great for the Magma Blades. You could also run some other things that may help a little bit. The Carrion Filigreed Crest is pretty nice. You are going to be using your weapon skills, so that does lower the FP if you're struggling with that. If you're focusing on more casting, you can change it up to casting. You can hit some more incantation damage, increasing memory slots, stuff like that. But I kept it kind of basic and just went with that. And of course I have the Fire Scorpion Charm, which raises fire attack power, and I had my Mimic. At the beginning I did start out with the Red Mane Guards, the soldiers, or the Radon soldiers. They completely suck. So I wanted to keep with the fire theme, and I figured, hey, well, the Mimic mimics me, and I'm using fire, so that should be okay. So I ended up just switching over to Mimic. The Verdant soldiers were really just to test out if they were any good, which they unfortunately are not that great. But the Mimic tier, of course, came in clutch, came in handy for me, as it always does. So that's usually recommended. And like I said, I have the Flame Shrouding cracked tier and the Stone Barb cracked tier to make stance breaking a little bit easier on these bosses that can be broken. Then I have my allocated flasks like this. Didn't really need too much FP most of the time. The health was nice because I suck. And let's see what else we have going. That's about it. Now, the skills I was talking about with the weapons, the weapon arts, the Magma Blade does the Magma Shower, has 2 strikes, 1 and then 2, which is, in total you're hitting 3 times, but it's 2 actions, 1 action, and then you have 2 actions, right? So you want to hit both those actions usually each time. It does drain a bit of mana, or a bit of FP, but it is well worth it. It does a lot of damage, it's a lot of stagger, and it leaves the magma on the ground and keeps staggering. It doesn't really do a whole lot of damage there, but it keeps that stagger bar breaking. So it's very, very good. A Blasphemous Blade kind of just used to restore FP, or if I need to get a melee or a range heavy fight like the Magma Worm, I use it on, since they are, I'm pretty sure they're pretty fire resistant. I kind of just kited him around and used this quite a bit. It definitely worked. All these other ones, I'd say Flame Grant Me Strength and Burn of Flame were the big winners at the end here. But other than that, that is the build. If you need to check out guides for the locations of these items, check it out. I'll quickly show you where these weapons are, as these talismans, I don't remember where I got them because I've been through a few playthroughs now, and there are so many guides up to find all of these, so you can check out the names and look for someone that's a little bit better at pointing you the way than I am. But the weapons are really what did it here, and the Magma Blades are a kind of a farm spot, kind of a shitty farm. Probably every 45 minutes or so you'll get one, and you'll go over here. I don't have the waypoints here, hopefully you guys do, but over in Volcano Manor there will be a waypoint right about here, which you will take outside, and you will pass you'll go through lava, you'll pass one of those grabby, I don't know even what you call those dudes, grabby coffin guys that grab you up and then they get you stuck in their little coffin body, and they have wheels for hands and stuff. So you pass one of those, you hop into a window, you go up over here, and there's like 5 of the magma snake guys, those snake dudes with the magma blades. Kill those guys and just repeat. Go back, keep going up, and kill them. That's that one. Sorry, I don't have the waypoints on this playthrough. The Blasphemous Blade is also in Volcano Manor. The Blasphemous Blade comes from Rykard, if I remember correctly, which is the boss of this area, and you can get to him through doing the little story quest in there, killing invaders and stuff like that. I think there's like 3 or 4 invaders you have to go find in the world and kill. For the lady that is in the manor. Or I think you can just go through the manor and find them yourself, I believe. But that is, I think, the best way to do it. Just do that little quest line. So those were the weapons. Other than that, appreciate you guys coming. Appreciate you guys watching. And leave a like and subscribe if you can. Doesn't cost you anything. I'd really appreciate it. And don't you guys forget,
you're beautiful.